Hey y'all, it's Rinas here. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. It's about 5 in the morning over here, so I put a hat on because I didn't want to do my hair, and I was too lazy. It's time for a haircut, that's all there's to it. But hey, I'll get into the topic of the day instead of rambling about complete nothingness. We're going to talk about Cali exit. Cali now seems to support the idea of like a Brexit or a Texit or a Washington-it, splitting the state. And they now want to separate themselves from the United States because they really dislike the president. And first of all I have to say to California is go do it. More power to you. I support your cause. But the problem I have with California doing that is that they've been against Texas exiting when Obama was in office, which would have been constitutional. But California wasn't supporting that. Oh no, you guys just need to accept the results. You need to be okay with the president. You just need to fight through it. You need to grit your teeth. They seem to have a problem when Eastern Washington wants to split from Western Washington. In case anybody didn't know, I live in Washington State. And we have 3 major counties that dictate the entire state. The rest of the state is all conservative. But we have 3 counties that just take all the vote, have all the manpower in, so they control the whole state. And everybody like myself ends up screwed, and we have to have higher minimum wages, higher regulations, higher everything else, and that's the way it goes for all of us. But California is all for that. But now that they're stuck in the position of Donald Trump being president, someone that they do not like, well, all of a sudden now they want to exit. Well, in defense of California, I'm going to tell you right now, I still support your cause. I don't want you to leave. I despise California and a lot of things that they stand for, but I don't want you to leave. But that's okay. I understand. Because I've been in those shoes. I've been in Texas's shoes, and I support their cause, and I defend the Constitution, and I support your rights, whether it fits my agenda or not. And that's something I really want this video to focus on. We also have a lot of people who are freaking out about how Donald Trump is attacking the First Amendment. Oh, we're going to censor the press, or we're going to tell the media, we're going to be able to sue them if they publish an inaccurate article about me. We're going to be able to attack and take people's citizenships away for burning the American flag. Oh yeah, we really need to do that. And those are good things to be afraid of. But we get stuck in this party politics mindset, and I kind of want to go over a few of those things. And I want to kind of have everybody think about this and try to really get over this just party allegiance. I mean, just ask yourself, what do you stand for? And is what you stand for more important than the term Republican or Democrat? Because for me, it's an absolutely yes. I don't care if Republicans want to support gulag camps. I don't care if they want to execute Jews. I'm not going to support it. If Republicans want to attack the First Amendment, I'm going to defend the First Amendment and attack my own party, which, well, I guess I'm not a Republican, but that's what people consider me. So that's what I would do. I'm a registered independent. I don't have a party I support. So this is what my morals are. Are your morals so weak that you're willing to have a Republican or a Democrat dictate what you believe, dictate what you stand for? We now have gays and lesbians and transsexuals and all these people coming out. Oh my gosh, we're going to get rounded up and put in concentration camps. I'm going to buy a gun and I'm going to defend myself and my house. Cool. I support your cause. First of all, I don't think you're going to get rounded up and put in concentration camps. If you are, I will be the first one out there defending you. I will be the first one trying to stop it. But I do support your cause of defending yourself. But that same right that you're trying to use now to defend yourself was probably the right that you were trying to take away from me. Let's think about that, guys. We now have people who are worried about, oh, Donald Trump has all this power. I'm so scared that he's president. Yeah, you should be. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You shouldn't want the president to have as much power as our president has now. Our president isn't supposed to be the dictator and chief. Grover Cleveland was a great president. He's a Democrat. He was vetoing practically everything Congress threw past him. This isn't constitutional. This isn't constitutional. This isn't constitutional. That was his argument. That was his measuring stick, and that's all it worked. Just use the Constitution. Republicans, you had no problem when George W. Bush passed the Patriot Act. No problem. Let's not speak out against that. Oh yeah, we can spy on American citizens. No big deal. We can grope them. Yeah, no big deal, guys. Who cares? Well, guess who has that power now? Donald Trump. Democrats. The president who has the power to be able to touch you, grope you, manhandle you anytime he wants, or his own men, or our own government grope you, manhandle you, and touch you. That man who has all that power, he was given even more power by Obama, and you guys didn't say jack squat. Obama signed into law a bill that allows people to be forcefully taken from their homes at any time without any evidence, without any due process, without any right to a trial. You can be handled and held indefinitely. Now, if you are a gay person and you're worried about getting thrown in a concentration camp, you should be flipping worried about that law. That is a disgusting law that's on the books, and Obama signed it into law. You see, when we have presidents who are signing things into law, we shouldn't be going, well, I'm a Republican, he's a Republican, so therefore I should support it. We should be going, hey, do I believe that I should not be searched and seized unless there is damning evidence? Do I believe that I should be searched and seized unless they can say, hey, we have probable cause that this guy is actually doing something illegal? But Republicans weren't for that. No, it's a Republican signing this into law. We're all for search and seizure. You now can get groped anytime you go into an airport. Woohoo! Hasn't stopped one terrorist attack. Hasn't stopped one bombing. Hasn't stopped one person from getting onto a plane. So far, zero results. Millions and millions of dollars spent. And we're destroying the Constitution. But who cares because a Republican passed it? Democrats, same exact thing with Obama. Now you can get taken from your home indefinitely. No constitutional rights. No due process. But that's totally fine because it was a Democrat who signed it. Well, guess what, Republicans? Guess what, Democrats? Let's say Donald Trump turns out to be your worst nightmare. I hope he doesn't. I'm not praying for this. I don't want this. But if it's not Donald Trump, it might be a Democrat next year. If it's not the Democrat next year, it's a Republican the year after. You get the point, every 4 years, whatever. I'm just trying to make a point. Somebody will be using that power for no good. In my opinion, it's already being used for power. Horrible things already. Look at how Edward Snowden has to run for his life by defending the Constitution. All he did was point out that our country is being unconstitutional. He has to run for his life. Is that really what America stands for now? Attacking freedoms? We don't actually have morals that we believe that you should be protected? No. As long as you're not a Republican, who cares about you? Because, our Republicans signed that into law. As long as you're a Democrat, who cares? Republicans, you deserve to be screwed. It's our Democrat that got it signed into law. It's an old Jewish story. I believe I've said it on here before, but I'll say it again. An old Jew is getting interviewed by another Jew in the concentration camps. And the old man says, at first they came for the Wiccans, but there was no reason to go and defend the Wiccans. I wasn't Wiccan. Then they came for the gays and the queers. And I didn't defend the gays or the queers. I'm not gay. I'm not queer. Then they came for the guns. But I didn't go for the guns. I didn't stop them. I didn't own a gun. And then they came for me. And there was no one left to defend me. I am not saying our country is turning into Nazi Germany. But what I am saying is that we need to defend our friends and we need to defend our enemies when their rights are being trampled on. There is not always a Republican in office or a Democrat in office. It changes back and forth. And every single year, these Republicans and Democrats seem to be getting closer and closer and closer. Bigger government by both every single year. More wars by both every single year. More rules and regulations every single year. In bed with Wall Street and big banks every single year. Destroying the Constitution every single year. Both sides do these things. And you wonder to yourself, how is this possible that these guys are supposed to be on the right and on the left? But they're so similar. Well, don't worry, guys. We recognize that a politician who is owned by a corporation, they're probably going to have a lot of positive things to say about that corporation. Yeah, hey, they gave me a few $1,000,000. I'll give them, some special privileges, a few tax write-offs, and I'm going to talk about how great that company is. But our own public schools, them getting all that public funding, no, they're not going to say anything. They're going to be completely non-biased. They're not going to talk about how great our federal government is. They're not going to talk about how our government is destroying the Constitution. They're not going to talk about how our federal government spending is at about 40% of GDP, and it used to be, for the first 150 years, around 3%. No, let's not talk about any of those things, because we want to keep getting paid by the federal government. Oh, and they have all those federal government rules and regulations on what we need to do for our students. Is that really what you think? Do you really think that our kids are getting educated? Well, of course, this helps the Republicans and Democrats that are more of the same. It sure helps them get elected, because these kids come out of school and they're like, yeah, Republicans, yeah, Democrats. Woo! Good thing we got them to save our country. Obama's so great. Bush is so great. Trump is so great. Is that really what we want? We recognize that businesses can control a politician, but we don't recognize that money controls our public education also. These are real issues, and these are things we should be able to unite behind. I'm not talking about tax reform, legit things that we can debate about. These are things that all of us should be able to defend, pointing out, hey, I'm going to help you, brother. Yes, you're a Democrat, but I will absolutely defend your right to free speech. I will absolutely defend your right to defend yourself. Because this is a free country, and I will support your rights. Please, you support mine. I am not a Republican and I am not a Democrat, because I don't see either one of these parties standing up for any morals or any values. But I will defend Democrats' rights and Republicans' rights. And I'm asking you to do the same thing. Start with your family, start with your friends, and work to your party. Because when we can hold ourselves accountable, we can hold our own party accountable, we can change the world. But until then, as long as we are only seeing the log in someone else's eye while ignoring the speck in our own, or whoops, it's the other way around, the speck in someone else's eye and the log in our own, we're not fixing anything in this country. That's the way it goes. If you guys want more videos like this, please hit subscribe, then hit the notification button. I'd really appreciate it. If you guys love this video, give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Also, if you hate it, give me a thumbs down. Tell me why. More importantly, tell me why. I want debate. I want dialogue. Keep the conversation healthy. Let's go. Peace out. Talk to y'all later.